Hi, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about the alcohol sales trends in California. We are Group 11 and we made this on May 6th of 2025. And this is from Ellie, Vernon, Jake, and Kaden. The purpose of this presentation is we're going to unveil some key trends were identified in California and the liquor sales. We are going to be talking about some sales concentration, leading manufacturers, some popular flavor preferences, and the different sales that we see depending on the season and to propose actionable key performance indicators, also known as KPIs, and this will enable a more precise measurement of sales growth, brand and flavor awareness, retail foot traffic, and ultimately overall informing strategic decisions for market optimization and future growth. An overview of this presentation, we're going to be discussing the trends in liquor sales depending on the flavor and or season, the recommended KPIs in order to enhance sales, and the tracking and strategic planning of it. Some key themes we're going to see are some regional sales, brand loyalty, and flavor preferences.
Hi, my name is Jay Sugar. Let's talk about some regional sales trends that we found during our report. So, Sacramento was the biggest generator of all liquor sales in all of California. They brought in $5.5 million worth of revenue. The Bay Area was second. This may sound bad. They had nearly half the revenue with 2.7 million. But that's still a very strong market. Nothing to neglect or scoff at by any means. These two areas represent a significant portion of our sales. But because they bring in so many sales, little shifts that we make in price, place, or promotion can have a very big impact on the way customers behave and react to the decisions that we make. Uh, it's also important to look at that on that map on the bottom right, they share a little bit of a market. So those little decisions can be dramatized in those areas as well, having a ripple effect. But by prioritizing those marketing efforts and like premium shelf placements and sampling campaigns in these areas, we are able to better make decisions with that information to prioritize and capitalize on these big markets. We can also gain more information by our proposed KPI, liquor sales growth by region. This will also help us in decision making process and capitalize on all revenue that can be gained in Sacramento and the Bay Area. Now, on the manufacturer loyalty, Diageo was the big one. They generated $1.8 million in liquor sales. They have high profile brands like Crown Royal, Bailey's, Don Julio, Guinness. Sazerac was also a big one. They had 1.5 million, and they had brands like Fireball, Southern Comfort, Barton. Um, but those manufacturer sales concentration indicates a strong brand loyalty and customer recognition. A lot of times, patterns like these can't be made, and but the fact that we can even look and see that those two manufacturers are generating big sales, we can draw from that that customers really enjoy those products and that they are loyal to those products. Promotions, bundling, and product placement strategies can be optimized by leveraging this loyalty. Identifying shifts in loyalty or emerging competitors becomes easier and when monitored over time. Simply put, use by using our sales growth manufacturer KPI to monitor the performance, we can adjust the specific marketing by brand over time and allow us to just overall capitalize on all the decisions that we want made or the results that we want.
All right, so now moving on to flavor preferences, we're able to see that vodka has total sales of $1.9 million. So this is the most popular flavor of liquor in the state of California. And next up, we have cinnamon whiskey, Irish whiskey, and Tennessee whiskey with total sales of about 1.38 million. So cinnamon whiskey, Irish whiskey, and Tennessee whiskey all have relatively similar total sales. And reasons for grouping them together is due to those similar sales. So next up, we have VS Cognac, and total sales are about $847,000. So that'd be our third most popular flavor overall. Now looking at the Power BI geographical graph, we can see that Sacramento leads in sales uh, with these three different flavors. So total sales are a bit over $2 million. Next up is the Bay Area with total sales based on these flavors with, or sorry, being a little over $1 million. Next up, we have Central Valley, San Diego, and LA Basin, all a bit under $500,000 each. So now looking at seasonality trends, we're able to see that the highest sales recorded are in the months July, August, and October. So a few reasons for this could be consumer preferences, and that could really just be seasonality based. So July, August, and October are all summer and fall months. So consumers tend to have a liking towards liquor, at least in this study, in those months. So the lowest sales recorded are in the months February and March. And again, relating this back to the seasonality of liquor sales, um, winter months and spring months appear to not be as popular. We can see from this graph that the line starts increasing from about February to March, but it does experience its biggest low within those winter months and spring. And we're able to see that June does spike, especially during the middle of the month, with the steepest trend overall, going from June to July.
Now moving on to the KPI recommendations. Some of the KPIs that we recommended as a group. Starting out, we had total liquor sales growth. This will track the percentage change in the total liquor sales over a specific period, whether that be month to month or year to year or so on. It also directly measures the overall sales growth and then highlights the contributions of like, the major regions, which can definitely help make sure that the California is still doing what it's supposed to do. Sales growth manufacturer, it monitors the percent change in sales for the top manufacturers like San Diego and Sazerac. It can also indicate the growth and influence of specific brand portfolios, which could definitely help the seasonality of it when it comes to what people want and what people don't want during which times of the year. And then last but not least, sales growth by liquor flavor. This also tracks the percentage change in the sales for popular flavors like vodka versus cognac. This will help determine what people like during different times of year, whether they like vodka during summers or cognac during winters or vice versa. It also helps understand the evolving preferences in consumers. So if vodka sells higher during the summer or one year compared to the other, then we could hopefully see a trend. And then lastly, the conclusion. Overall, we went over the trends in California. We understood that there's a dominance in Sacramento and the Bay Area when it comes to sales volume. There's also a strong market presence in San Diego and Sazerac. Um, when it comes to vodka and cognac, there's a very big versus between them when it comes to like their sales. And then the seasonality between sales was also brought up briefly during our KPIs when talking about what people want during what parts of the year. Uh, Hopefully, leveraging the KPIs and understanding the information will greatly increase the sales throughout California and their in the sub areas within California. The more and more these KPIs are implemented and our sales tactics are implemented, the greater success for different locations are going to have. And also, just having this information, these graphs, um, will also greatly grow the overall um, California liquor market and hopefully will increase the success for any potentially new branches in the California area. Yeah, thank you.